Good morning, everybody. Today is February 20th, Thursday, 2020. We woke up this morning for the news that Morgan Stanley is buying E-Trade, which is a broker through which we actually execute our trades and buy and sell stocks and stock options and other securities on the market. The price that Morgan Stanley was willing to pay was actually pretty high. It was like $13 billion, and it actually was about 20% premium compared to what the current price of E-Trade was. So E-Trade was closed yesterday around $44 a share, and today it went up to like $55, almost $60 a share. So it was a nice jump. The interesting thing is that E-Trade was a 32-year-old company with 8 million accounts, and actually this is my broker that I personally use, and they do have free commissions, which they introduced in October of last year. What happened after that, when they actually reported their earnings, it was that they lost $100 million in revenue that they previously harvested from commission fees from the users. So that's kind of like an interesting thing, that you have a 32-year-old company that makes pretty good money, around $250 million per quarter in profit, and nobody cares about it. Nobody wants to buy it. Nobody considers this or whatever, right? Now suddenly the company slashes its fees to zero, loses $100 million per quarter now, and suddenly they have a buyer who is interested in buying a business that just lost almost 50% of the net profit due to reduced fees. So what does it tell you? It tells you an interesting thing, though. Since before, the only people who were investing in the stock market were people that had, let's say, $1,000 to invest minimum, right? If you had $100 to invest and you pay $8 to buy, $8 to sell, so you have to spend $16 in commissions on your $100 trade, or 16%, before you could realize any kind of profit. So, and for most people, gaining, let's say, 16% a year even was a big challenge, because some stocks gain maybe 3, 4, 5% a year. So if you invest $100 and by the end of the year you have $110, you're still going to be losing money on this trade because of the commissions. However, now the commission is 10 cents. So if you invest $100, you made 5% gain, you have $105. Out of this $5 profit that you could realize by selling this security, you would have to pay to E-Trade only 20 cents. So you still keep almost your entire profit for yourself. So this triggering, I guess, more people being interested in investing in the stock market, because now you could literally enter the stock trade with very little money, like $100. Also, it reduces your risk, because let's say you want to invest $1,000, right, into some security. Well, now you could do it with a small $100 increments, because it's hard to catch the lowest price, right? So usually what happens is you buy you make your first trade, let's say at $100, and then you suddenly see that, for example, an hour later or maybe a day later, the stock is trading already at $99, right? So what you do is you could actually do you could average down and buy the stock at $100, $99, $98, $97. It doesn't feel like a huge difference, but percentage-wise, it does make a difference. And plus, your average cost of of purchase of that stock also goes down. So, and now you don't really need to catch 5, 10, 15% gain to make any money. You could literally catch 1% gain, and that's still after you execute the sell trade and pay the 10-cent commission, you still be able to keep quite a bit of money in for your profits. So if you actually scale this type of trading pattern, right, where you enter the market in small incremental steps at pretty much zero cost, then it becomes a much better trading policy and with a lot less risk. So maybe Morgan Stanley is betting that stock trading would become more popular because now we have less costs, and maybe because of people like me that provide services and advice for small investors and tell them what to buy. It will allow the business to grow much faster than it was growing in the last 32 years that E-Trade was in business. In comparison, the company called Robinhood is only 2 years old, and this company originated a zero commission policy where all the customers were paying basically nothing for the trades. And guess what? In 2 years, they gained as many customers, or 8 million customers, as did E-Trade in the last 32 years. So it was a clear sign that this is going to be the path for the future. So maybe Morgan Stanley is trying to bet on it and think that, suddenly, this 8 million accounts could become 20 million accounts. And that's why they purchased them. But anyway, if you would like to know what other stocks to buy on the stock market, please go to my website, 2stx.com. It will take you directly to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run this app or on your iPhone, iPad, or Apple TV. And this app analyzes over 5,000 stocks and tells you what to buy and what to sell daily. Thank you for your time, and good luck trading.